Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pager here once again with another video, and this is my episode 1 review of Season 4 of Arrow, and this season started off pretty good. I was looking forward to Arrow this season just to see how they carried on from Season 3, which to most people's eyes, I'm sort of on the edge. Like, it was a disappointment. Like, it wasn't a major disappointment, just some things fell flat when they really should have stood tall, if you know what I mean. So before we get into this review, there will be spoilers. I'm going to discuss major plot points of what happened in this episode. So if you've not seen the episode, go watch it, come back, and we'll discuss it. So if you're going to enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, leave any comments on what you thought on the episode, and subscribe if you're new. So really the episode starts off with like two contrasting scenes, I guess you could say. On the first scene we have Oliver and Felicity like living happily away from Star City, from the hectic lifestyle of Star City, in like this nice suburban house and neighborhood. And on the other side we have Thea, Laurel and Diggle fighting crime still in Star City. It looks worse than ever, and we have them sort of trying to stop these people from overtaking a Cord Industries vehicle, which has all these like really deadly weapons in them. Now the people that were taking these weapons are called Ghosts, and they're sort of running a riot, I guess you could say, in Star City, which we then later find out in like a leadership meeting, because there's actually no mayor in Star City anymore. There's just like this group of leaders, and it's like I think they call it a commission or a committee that basically passes anything that needs to go through like Parliament, I guess you could say, instead of electing a mayor. And Damien Dark actually confronts them. We find that he's the one that's controlling all these ghosts and stuff like that. Now, when we speak about this leadership, almost all of them, I think all of them apart from Captain Lance, are killed in like this swift killing spree in like about a minute all over Star City in different points of it. So basically that means Star City's leadership has gone to hell and basically leaves the city very, very vulnerable. Now, due to this, Laurel and Thea think that they cannot handle it and they need Oliver's help, so they actually go to Oliver's house and ask him to come back, and Felicity sort of pushes the issue that, yeah, they need our help, Oliver, I think we should go help them. One cool thing in this episode is actually a Green Lantern Easter egg. If you blinked, you would have missed it, but in a flashback scene, I'll put it up on the screen now, in a flashback scene when they're entering the bar, the first scene is like a jacket and it has Jordan on it. I don't know if it's a person standing there or it's just a jacket hung up, but it does say Jordan, meaning Hal Jordan, meaning the Green Lantern. Now, back in the current or the present time, Diggle still doesn't trust Oliver for his actions towards the conclusion of Season 3. Even though Lila, his wife, has sort of gotten over it, Diggle still doesn't trust Oliver at all. One cool thing we find out, well, not one cool thing, but one like sort of sneaky thing we find out is that Felicity was actually helping the team, and by the team I mean Laurel, Thea and Diggle, behind Oliver's back when they were like vacationing over the world in different areas, which Oliver doesn't really like, but I think he sort of understands it at the same time. There's also a really subtle moment, it's a subtle breaking of the fourth wall when Damien Dark is talking about fall and how it's similar to the other three seasons in this city, but it just needs more consistency, obviously. And obviously, like, it's a little subtle hint to the fact that this is the fourth season, even though all the seasons are pretty similar, and it just relies on consistency. I thought that's a pretty cool like break of the fourth wall there. During this scene, we also see the group, by group I mean like Oliver and etc., not break the fourth wall, like infiltrate that little group there, and you can see some effects of the Lazarus pit on Thea, where she basically draws a sword, is about to kill this dude, and was like punching him relentlessly for about, I don't know, a good 30 seconds or so, and Oliver has to stop her. So there's obviously some effects from the Lazarus pit still there, which we'll probably see play out through the rest of Season 4 as well. We then go back to the flashbacks and we actually see Oliver get sent back to Lian Yu, which is interesting. Will he stay here? Will this be like will he stay here until we get to that first episode of Season 1 of Arrow where he actually gets off the island? Will he stay there until then? Because that's going to be very interesting to see, or whether he'll actually get picked up again and go somewhere else and then eventually end back up on Lian Yu. But he's back there for now. Don't know what he's doing. That didn't really explain it too well. We'll probably find out more next episode. Oliver then gets his new Green Arrow gear, personally made by Cisco, which I thought was a nice touch, but it looks really cool, the Green Arrow gear. We already seen it before, but to see him moving in it properly, I think is really cool, and he even has like a green, like the bowstring as well, and all the green tipped arrows. It's just awesome. We then find out that Damien Dark is actually leading Hive, which I think we all sort of knew that he was going to be leading Hive, but this also strikes a nerve with Diggle, because if you don't know, Hive was the organisation that hired Deadshot to kill Diggle's brother. So obviously that might be an underlying tone for the rest of Season 4 for him at least. Oliver then declares himself as the Green Arrow to the public of Star City through like a television broadcast, and he basically says, that he's not the Arrow, he is the Green Arrow, and that he's just letting the public know who he is, which I think is pretty cool. We also get like a weird scene where we find out that Damien Dark gets his, well, at least I'm assuming that he gets his powers from this like ritual totem sort of spiritual thing where he just like sacrifices, I guess, some of his blood, and it like revives him or gives him some extra energy, which I think they'll obviously go more into detail with it, but it probably have something to do with like the Ra's al Ghul issue, but it's still a cool little thing to see, and hopefully they explain it more in this season. But there's one thing that happened straight after this which I found pretty surprising. I think a lot of people would have found it pretty surprising, was the fact that Captain Lance is actually working for Damien Dark, or Hive, or whatever you want to call it, and he is told that he has to reveal all info about the Green Arrow, because the Green Arrow is going to be a bit of a road bump for Damien Dark to fulfill his goal. And the last scene in this episode, which I'm going to talk some theories right after this, is that 6 months later, so we get like a 6-month time gap. No, I don't think we're going to stay here. I think we're just going to go back and lead up to that 6-month thing, but I think they're just giving us a hint that someone will die, and it's going to leave us guessing who's going to be dying until the almost probably the mid-season finale, or maybe even the finale. We'll have to wait and see. But what we see is Oliver at a grave, and he's joined by Barry Allen, aka The Flash, who says that he wasn't able to attend the funeral of this person due to Zoom, so he was fighting Zoom. Don't know whether he beat Zoom, it might be him just being slowed down by Zoom, but he was too busy to attend the funeral due to this, and which I found pretty interesting. So it's someone that Barry Allen is close to, so I'm thinking it's Felicity, but I'll discuss it in a second. But we actually don't see whose name is on the tombstone, it just shows Oliver like leaning on it and crying. So theory time. Is it going to be Felicity? It could be Diggle, or it could just be someone random. It could be Thea, but I'm honestly, I think it's going to be Felicity or Diggle, or maybe even, actually, I don't even know. I'm really just talking shit, to be completely honest at the moment. Leave your opinions in the comment section below. Who do you think dies? It'd be too obvious it's Felicity, eh? It'd be way too obvious. It'd be too obvious if it's Felicity. It has to be someone else. Maybe Laurel? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, leave any comments on what you thought in the episode, and subscribe if you're new. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.